Hello, welcome to a first appearance rating video. Let's start out with Vampirella. Here's my copy. It's about a 6.5-ish mid-grade. Love to upgrade it, but not an easy book to find in high grade. Anyhow, beautiful cover, sexy cover, iconic cover, but I was disappointed in the interior. The content inside was, to me, weak. You know, when you're looking at what back in that time frame, Warren Publishing, the same people, the same company that published Creepy magazine, Eerie magazine. If I was buying this off the rack, I think I would be disappointed. I'm pretty sure I will be, because you know, unlike Creepy and Eerie, the first book here, you know, Vampirella looked pretty cool, okay? But as far as inside, she was not really anything special. You know, it's like Uncle Creepy and Cousin Eerie. You know, she show up at the beginning of each story, kind of. But as far as being part of the book with her own story, that didn't happen until later. You know, I mean, if you look at, I remember, you know, buying many Vampirella magazine way before I had issue 1, and in many of those magazines you had beautiful arts, decent story, with Vampirella starring in those. So when I got issue 1, I thought, yeah, you know, it's gonna be a cool Vampirella story, but not really. She's not really in any story. And the art inside, for the most part, was disappointing. There's a short story by Neil Adams, which was decent, but I will show the interior just so that people can see what I'm talking about. But as far as, you know, Vampirella herself, sexy, I give her 3 out of 5. You know, because it's nothing in here that gives you any idea of who she is or what's her personality or power or anything. But at least it's intriguing enough, so I give her 3 out of 5. As far as inside, I give it a 3 out of 5 also. If not for the beautiful short story by Neil Adams, I think I would have given this even a lower score, because most of the other short story in here was lackluster. So a 6 out of 10 for Vampirella, and I will show the content inside at the end, so if you want to see the inside, stick to the end, okay? This book. Now, this is not the first appearance of the Joker, but I brought it out because it's a significant milestone in that it's a re-intro of the Joker. This book, with Neil Adams' work inside and the cover, 10 out of 10. There is nothing to not like about this book. You know, one of the better Bronze Age Batman books, because you have decent story, and Neil Adams doing both the art on the cover, the iconic covers, as well as in the interior. You know, it's marked the not sure how to call it, not re-intro, because Joker appears in so many. I think I tried once to tabulate how often the Joker was used, and I lost track. He appeared in more storylines and in more books than any other villain. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I was trying to compare him with other Marvel villains, and he dwarfed Doctor Doom or Doc Ock or the Lizard, you name it. Just about anybody in Marvel, he surpassed him, because he was, well, plus because he has been around a long time. But through the Silver Age, I have a few of those books where, you know, the Joker was not the same Joker. The Joker that we know today have his birth right here. So for that, that's why I bring it out to rate 10 out of 10. Without this book, without the reimagination, revision of the Joker, I'm not sure the Joker would be the same or well loved as he is today. Last but not least, another 10 out of 10. What is there not to like about Sauron? Sure, the name is not unique, but hey, anytime when you can bring a cool name attached to a cool looking creature with hypnotic power, great story. Oh, the whole savage land. This, as I have mentioned so many times in so many videos, this is my favorite Neil Adams run of all time. So there's no way I would not give this book a 10 out of 10. Sauron, 5 out of 5. The story, 5 out of 5. Love it. And I will save the interior of this book for another video. I definitely want to spotlight the entire short run of Neil Adams X-Men, one by one, showing the entire series and flip through every single page. So one of these days that will happen, but I will save this for that moment. But for now, that's it. 10 out of 10. If you want to see the inside of Vampirella, stick around. Otherwise, bye. Okay, so here's a close-up look of the Vampirella #1. The worst flaw of this copy is like a 1.5 inch, 2-inch crease right there. Probably close to 2-inch. Little ding there, some spine tick. The toughest thing about this book, as in many creepy, eerie books, is the back covers. Because they use a solid red or yellow or green in many issues, the color rubs are very annoying, as you can see. Big spine ticks there, little corner crease there. But just enough of wears on the back cover for me to not give this book a 7. Maybe it's a 7 in somebody's book, but for me, I give it a 6.5. So here we go. First story is by Tom Sutton. Not a big fan of Tom Sutton art. And then that's it. And then the second story is drawn by Billy Graham. For those that are familiar with his work later on Black Panthers, it's okay. This one, I like this the art in this short story much more than the previous one. But as far as the story, I'm not a big fan of stories that are 6 or 7 page long. It's not a heck of a lot of them. Not enough to chew on. Unlike later issues of Vampirella, where you have stories that star her, and it lasts for 12 to 14 pages, I think. That's why I felt that the stories and the art, for the most part, on later issues are much better. And that's it. That's the short second story. And then here you have Reed Crandall, which is okay also. this was reprinted in, I think, at least one other issues later. So far, I think the third story with Rick Randall is the best art out of the first three. But still, it's not at the level of Gonzalez or Morato or other artists that came after that got a chance to work on this title. So there you go. And let's get to the best part. This is the New Adams story, and it's gorgeous as far as New Adams work, and it's kind of strange on how the works look, because it's almost look as if it was water painted. As far as the works, for me it looked as if he just did the penciling and that was it, but it's definitely not just the penciling. It's almost like he used black watercolor. It's definitely not the typical ink that's used, as you can see. But let me know if I'm wrong. Look at that. See, that give me tell me that more it's like a watercolor kind of work. It's beautiful. I expect nothing less from Neil. There you go. Take a look at that. It's crude, okay, somewhat crude and raw, but at the same time, I like it. Just look at this one. Oof. Photogenic. The story was okay. It's I'm biased in that if the art looked great, then I enjoyed the story more. Guilty as charged. Great panel right here. Look at that. And that's the end. Last page. And I think that's why I had a low rating for this book, because I didn't care for the short stories in it. I wish they have maybe 2 or 3 longer stories instead of giving you 6 really short stories. And then before I go, the next one is by Mike Royer. This is the young Mike Royer, okay, the famed inker that worked with Kirby for the later part of his career. Here he did everything as far as penciling and inking his own work, and it's okay. It's nothing, like I said once again, it's okay, nothing great, but it gives you an idea of the level of talent Mike Royer is as far as a penciler. Okay, and that's it for this video. I don't think I need to show everything, the rest of the book, but you get an idea. And that's it for this video, and thanks for watching.